right, we are live, and I'm hoping that you can all hear me because I'm trying something new. I'm trying to go wireless. So yeah, please comment and let me know if you can hear this. All right, guys, tonight, let's see who's here. Is my cohort here? Because I know my cohort is going to be, can you hear me okay? Yes, all right. Freaking fantastic. Awesome. So, Gasper's in the house. Yele. I hope I said that right, Dr. Yele. I hope I said that right. I really am. Me. Yes. Rich Embry's in the house. What's up, Big A? Good to see you, my friend. Colin Porter. And Londa Cardillo. Cardillo? Who knows? Anyways, nice to see you all. Thank you for jumping in so quickly. Brian Iverson is in the house. Sweet. I know it's. I'm letting it grow out. I'm trying to do the sculpted pointy thing. I don't know. Who knows? So, it is free for all. Hey, Casper, check this out. Have you ever seen this much hair on top of my head ever? Ever? Really? I'm trying a new look out. Trying to see if maybe the hair thing is the way to go. I don't know. But yeah, still, I got to remember. I got to learn how to comb hair again. Though. I haven't combed my hair in probably hockey mushrooms, a long time. Ever since I started buzzing it off. So yeah, going caveman, going. But you know, it is getting into the cold time of the year. So you know, sometimes it's nice to have a little extra fur to insulate that face in the cold. Oh man, I can. Can you hear me?
Whoa, what's that noise?
It's you. Which noise did you hear?
I just, that was I don't know. It was just a weird noise all of a sudden.
Kind of like a.
There it is again. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, so what that is, it's me trying to start up my chainsaw down here. No, it's my phone's buzzing. It's telling me that somebody else is going live. And buzz.
Yeah, it's like you had a power tool going there.
Well,
bizarro.
I like to call it a power tool. I don't know if my wife would agree with it, but anyhow, how are you doing tonight?
Good. I got my Kleenex ready because my eyes are already like tearing up from laughing a little bit. So awesome. Today, oh my gosh, Loopy. Today was a hell of a day, busy day, but I like this. I like Fridays on the show because this is where like we can just like kick back and people can see what we're like and it's just have fun and talk and answer questions but today, oh my God, a busy day, loopy day. Okay, it's Friday. I made dinner. I never make dinner on a Friday. So that just tells you how loopy I am there. There's loopy number one. And I don't make dinner on Friday. Friday's like, screw it. Like you people can all order in, you people fend for yourself. So that was really bizarre. And I made a good dinner. And then the other thing is I went to get gas. My brain was just going today. I go to get gas and I'm driving up to the pump and someone starts driving like right at me to go to the same spot. And we both stop dead. She's at the first pump. I'm at the first pump on this side. And we both stopped dead. And I'm like, well, shit. And the other side was busy. So I don't know what I was thinking. I back out. I turn around in the parking lot. I back in. And I'm like, what the frig? I was in the right position in the first place. Why am I backing out? So I drive back out. I turn around again. I come in again facing her. And she's just looking at me, sitting in her vehicle like, what So she starts backing up, and I'm like, no, you're okay. I get out, and she gets out, and she goes, I was a little confused. I go, so am I. It's just that day. So that is my day. Okay, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. I got a hair in my mouth.
Now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to
There
use
we go.
my new Bluetooth headphones here, right? Unfortunately, it didn't work. Since I was already live, I tried to plug in my damn other microphone right here. Apparently, and the green light's on, folks. So I actually had the damn microphone turned
Huh.
on, and for some reason, it oh
The joys of broadcasting. Got a problem with your
got a
tool?
problem with my gear. My unit wasn't working. That's a problem for some people. Don't laugh. A lot of men get a little self-conscious when their unit ain't working.
Uh,
Okay, can
are
you
you
hear me
good
now?
now?
Are we good?
Yes, very good. Yes,
Much better? All
yes.
right. Hey, listen to the sultry sounds of my voice as we discuss units and what really makes them work. Anyways, I'm glad you had a kind of a crazy day because my day was absolutely fan freaking tastic. Only had a
Oh,
little bit of
good.
work to do, so it wasn't like I had to like do a lot of shit. And afterwards, of course, I went. It's Friday night, so what do people do Fridays? Well, after work, you got to go have a beer
At
and
the
another
peeler
one
bar.
at the yeah. It depends on what they're peeling. Um, anyways, if it's the clothing, then we're there. But no, so we went out, had a few drinks with my buddy Nate, and that's what a guy needs sometimes. He needs to go hang out with his buddies and just lay it on the line, have someone he can talk to that will agree with everything they say, and then at the very end of it tell you, hey dude, you're fucking stupid. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have done it like that. And then they tell you how they would have done it, and then you're thinking to yourself, shit, I might try that next week. So yeah, we had a good time. We just kind of sat around, hung out, had a few beers, and just did our thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
guys do need
it's
that.
great,
Women get
great
together.
Friday.
Women get together and yak all the time. So yeah, why don't guys? Guys need that too. What the hell?
Sometimes guys need to let their feelings out. They just
That's
need to let
right.
those feelers go out. So you had a great show today. I guess it wasn't really a show. It was more of just a live stream.
Yeah.
But the what is podcasting? That was fantastic. I think a lot of people right now, especially, they're kind of getting into that world of how do I put myself out there? And like you said, it's if you have a business, it's great for marketing. It's great for not necessarily making money from it, but it's a good tool to use to help drive traffic to where you can make some money.
Yeah.
And then, but the one thing I didn't hear you kind of touch on a whole lot of is just the entertainment value and the entertainment aspect of it. So,
Well, I could have
um,
talked on and on and on. I mean,
I
really.
know, I know.
But
We can always talk podcasting. You and I are like that. We can talk podcasting until our spouses say, "Would you just shut up already?"
yeah.
That's not how mine sounds. It sounds like it's more like, "Shut up, you're stupid." That's what mine sounds like. But
Uh,
it is what it is. This
yeah,
is a
well, and we can touch on that. Well, we will touch on that because I'm sure you and I will do some things and getting into that because there's so much to it. There's so much to it, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, and so that was sort of my whole thing was to really let people know, what it is, for one, because I got to tell you,
Mm.
it grinds my gears when I see people do a video and they say, "Oh, I'm starting a podcast," and it's like they do a live, and it's
Hmm.
and they call it a
Yeah.
radio show. It's not a damn radio show. That is not a radio show. Arr.
Oh my
And
God.
so
I
people get
that's
confused as to what actually a podcast is. And, to us, it seems like everybody and their dog has a podcast, but they don't. It's just we're in that
no.
world. It's like I was saying,
Y-
I thought everybody knew what is. I think everybody knows what a podcast is, but that's just because I live and breathe that world. So, are you being funny, Ron? Or are you really asking?
No, for real though. I mean, not everybody knows podcasts yet. I found podcasts strictly by accident. Um, and the way I found it was a friend of mine had a fanfic podcast that they did with a bunch of other people. And we were having a conversation on Google Hangouts, and she goes, "Hey, I got to let you go. I have to go jump on this podcast." I was like, "Okay, do you have time to talk afterwards?" She goes, "Yeah, why?" I said, "Because I want to know what the hell a podcast is." And that's kind of how that all started. Not realizing, I mean, now I got to remind you, this was a long time ago. This wasn't something that just, this we're talking 2005 when I actually learned what a podcast actually was, not realizing I had been doing one since 2003, but at that time it was still called an audio blog. So you call it what you want. An audio blog versus podcast. Audio blog made more sense, and it still makes more sense to a lot of people just because they're comfortable with the idea of RSS feeds. People understand RSS feeds that read blogs. Well, an audio blog is the same thing. It's all put in audio format versus it's for people like me who can't read well, and because we're a little bit dyslexic, and that's not bullshit. That's not even me trying to be funny. I got a little dyslexia going on, so for me, reading what you see on my hat right now, how it's backwards, that's easier for me to read than it is if it's forward sometimes. So it's kind of crazy. So audio blogging was the way to go, and then I learned that it was called podcasting, and then the rest is history. Well, and to be honest with you, it's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me.
Well, when I started in online radio, and I hadn't even heard of podcasting. And I started, like I had said in my live this morning, was to promote my business. It wasn't like, oh, I've always wanted to be in radio. And I hadn't even heard of what a podcast was. And so it wasn't until probably a couple of years after I started that I had heard, oh, there's this whole other world of people. And let me tell you, podcasters are like the greatest people, like the diehard podcasters. Like they do it because like it's as essential as breathing. And they are just the most awesome people. Not that non-podcasters aren't awesome, but they're podcasters, I'm biased. They're exceptionally creative, funny, awesome, helpful, supportive.
And inquisitive, very inquisitive,
Yeah,
because they're always wanting to learn new things, or they always want to meet people who can share things, stories
yeah,
or whatever. So very inquisitive people. And that's the thing that sets them apart, I think, from a lot of people that try to get into some YouTube, for example. The difference between YouTube creators and podcasters, huge difference. YouTube people, they either want to entertain you with something that they think is going to be entertaining, or they want to teach you how to do something. Well, yeah,
yeah,
okay, podcasters want to do the same thing to a
yeah,
degree. However, if a podcaster wants to learn something, they will bring an expert on the show with them, and then they will learn it as their audience learns it.
yeah.
Whereas in YouTube land, it's not quite like that.
No, it's
So
not. That's true. That's true. Yeah, podcast, find out more about it. And there's just so many things that you could do. And my live that I did, I mean, I could have touched on different formats and, talk to one of us, like talk to CJ, or I reach out because, there's so many ideas that people have in their head that it should be a certain way, should be done a certain way. You know, there's no rules. Like do whatever the hell you want. And that's a little bit of my beef that I have with I'm not I'm I'm the type of consultant that I'm not going to tell you you have to do it this way, this way, this way, and this is the only way that you can do it. I'll end up talking to people and they'll say, well, I was told this and I was told that. And I'm like, screw that. What would you like to
Mhm.
do? Well, I'd like to do this. And then I'm like, that's a great idea. And then you could do this and this and this. And they get excited again. They get excited
Mhm.
about what's possible because uh, you could do anything that you want. There's no hard and fast rules. There's some things that work better, but I mean, you and I are testing all the time. We get to know our audience. We engage with our audience. We test different things. We're always talking about, well, that worked well, or maybe we should try this, or let's watch it for a while. Or, that's the thing. A lot of people will start out and then they're like, well, this just isn't working. Like, I just have not made 10 grand this month and I don't have, so I got to stop this shit.
Speaking of those people, I mean, and they're out there. I have never known anybody who pod faded faster than Choo Choo Stew from Cave Free Radio. When he did his podcast train or whatever it was called. And I got to applaud the guy. He did what most new podcasters that don't know shit about podcasting do. Well, not they start a podcast about a podcast, kind of like Scott Doucette did. So those people that just don't know shit about what they're actually getting into, and then they start something about that topic that they fall in love with, and that's cool. I get it. I understand exactly what they're doing. They love something, so they're going to talk about that something that they do. But and that's exactly what we should do. Is we need to talk about the things that we love to talk about, or the things that we love to do. And you hit the nail on the head when you said that earlier, how when you have a topic maybe you said it in another show, but when you're picking your topic, it's easy to kind of veer off or whatever, as long as your message stays consistent, you will grow that audience and things like that.
Yeah.
And
You
I think
have
it
to be
was in a
consistent.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You have to stay
that's the biggest
consistent.
thing that people don't get.
Yeah.
They
Oh my
start these
gosh, they
Facebook
don't.
lives.
Needs another beer.
No, I had to lock my door because
Oh.
it's gonna get a little hot and steamy in here. Ooh.
Ooh.
Anyways, so no, the consistency is the thing that a lot of people miss out on, and I see it in the Facebook Live even. They're like, I don't understand why my views aren't getting bigger, and I don't understand why I'm doing this. I'm like, well, shit, I saw you live stream like 6 days in a row, and then all of a sudden I didn't see you for 3 months.
Yeah.
Nobody's sticking around. They're not going to hang out and wait for you and to come back. It's got to be consistent. You got to
Yeah.
continue to push what it is that you're doing. Before I get too far, I want to just tell you guys all this one thing. This show isn't all about podcasting tonight.
Yeah.
It is about whatever you bring up. So if there's something else you want to talk about, if you have a question, we've got your answer. And I would love to see what it is that you guys want to come up with and what you want to hear us talk about. I just picked podcasting because Lynn had done her live stream earlier today, and it was freaking amazing. It was a home run. And
In
I
my
think a lot of
pajamas.
people in your pajamas. Ooh, I wish I would have known that. I guess I would have realized that.
I was
That
in
would
my
have been pretty.
pajamas. Well, it was 9 o'clock in the morning. I just brought my son to school, and I'm like, and you know what? I talked to Brian. What the hell's his name? Why do I always forget his last name?
Brian K.
Um,
Wright. Not that one.
um, Brian King.
Oh, Brian King. Oh, he's awesome.
So
Love
I
Brian
talked to
King.
him yesterday, and because we never actually had a chance to really talk offline, so we had a fabulous conversation. And you just get to talking about whatever. Like, you know what? When you just to say this too, when you make friends with people online, try and like set up a time to have a conversation, like a Facebook call or something, because
Yeah.
you can learn so much more about people. So this was a chance for me to talk to him, and I don't know how we got onto the topic, but I said. I'd like to do more Facebook Lives. And he's like, so why don't you? And I said, well, because, I get busy and, it's not like I'm not on lives because CJ and I do our show 3 days a week. But I'd like to do more on my own because, I am my own person. I'm not just, CJ's cohort, but I'd like to do some on my own. And, I said, morning would be good, but, like, I got like this crazy curly hair, bedhead in the morning. And he's like, you know what? Just call it out. Just do it. He goes, what do you need me to do to make sure that you do more lives? And I'm like, he goes, do you need me to kick your ass? And that's what's so great about meeting people and talking to other coaches. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And inside I'm like, because with you, I'm not nervous at all. And when I do a live by myself, I get nervous. I don't know why. I
What?
don't know why. With you,
Huh.
not a problem.
No
On my
problem.
own,
Hot
I
be
get
damn.
nervous.
Oh,
So
that's crazy.
soon as I got up this morning, Brian's on my mind. Like, it's a new day because he left the conversation yesterday saying, so I'm looking forward to your live tomorrow. So as soon as I woke up this morning, it's like, fuck, I got to do a live. But I didn't have a problem. Bizarre.
Yeah. Right now, it's one of those things live. So Ron asked, he goes, do you feel that doing the live shows is working? Absolutely. Right now, live streaming is still in its infancy, even though people have been doing live streams for quite a while. But it's one of those things where people are just now finding their voice. They're finding the people that they like to listen to, that they connect with, and it's going to take some time. There's a lot of noise in the live streaming world, especially with marketing. Marketers want to go out and do their thing. They want to tell as many people about what it is they're doing. The problem with live streaming and marketing, putting it together, it's not. You can't focus your audience really. So it's one of those deals where it's kind of like wild west of live streaming right now.
It is. Yeah. There's just so much you can do with it, though.
No, I
Like
don't.
there really is. You know, it it's a great chance for people to get to know you, and that's really, which can lead to so many other things. And as far as scaling, it's really that is such a new thing too, because like CJ said, it's in its infancy, so we don't really know where it's going to go and what else is possible, and they keep bringing out something else that we can do. So it's kind of, we're all riding the wave together to see where it's going to take us, because they're going to change things up. And yeah, it's
One of the people that's actually two people are in the room right now, Leland Best and Carlos Phoenix. Both of these guys are absolutely brilliant when it comes to live streaming, and both from very different point of views. Leland Best is a community manager for VidPresso, and then there's Carlos Phoenix, who's working with people in the broadcasting online media. So it's absolutely amazing the things that two different people are doing, two very different things in live streaming, but yeah, both of them are extremely professional and very knowledgeable about what it is that we do. And I urge any of you, if you want to play in that live stream world, just do it. Just
yeah.
don't get bent around the axles about microphones and this, that, and the other. I mean, hell, we can do live streaming with just our phone. All you got to do is, just hit that go live button and you're live streaming.
Yeah.
If you want to explore it more, just start there. Just start. And then when you start deciding, hey, you know what? I kind of want to develop a show about it. I got this idea for a show. Then start looking into the different aspects of live streaming and how broad it is. Like right now, we're coming through a mobile device, but you're hearing my audio through this microphone. And what you don't see is this here device. I can't get it. Anyways, this here device, which allows me to connect this microphone to my camera and my headphones, so I'm able to do all that kind of stuff. And then there's, live streaming through your, what's that?
Boys and their toys.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. Girls and their toys, they just don't use them. Yeah, anyways.
You use them differently.
They don't use them for live streaming. Well, they use them very differently.
Well, some of them
I guess
do.
I don't want to get into those ones. But anyways, I mean, there's there's the hearts. There they came.
You just like to watch them.
So, and then there's the other, I mean, this is the mobile aspect of live streaming. Then you have the webcam version of live streaming. And then you can even take it to the next step and you start using like DSLR cameras and video cameras. And then you use a device like Capture. I still haven't ordered mine yet, but I am going to order it, Carlos. So please, bear with me here. So you have, yeah, exactly. He's talking about the splitter that I'm using right now. So,
sure.
Or are you talking about the women's toys? Either way, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, there's so many aspects of live streaming. You could definitely go down a rabbit hole really quickly. Thank you for dropping that link, bud. You guys got to check this out. If you want to use a DSLR camera, get high quality. I mean, I'm talking high quality video for your live streams, then that is definitely the way to go. It's a very inexpensive. When I say inexpensive, mind you, when you get into broadcast quality type stuff, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. So the Capture, it's going to definitely be within the everyday live streamer's budget. So check it out. Click that link.
You're talking about shit that I don't understand. So let's move along.
I know I'm the tech geek on this show, which is funny because okay. So here's the thing. I used to do a show with this guy named Ray Rideout, and he's the tech guy. So we would do Tech News Nightly, or at the time it was called T-Cop Daily, but it was technical news. It was news about technical gadgets and all that kind of stuff. And I used to do a lot of robot stories because I was the tech dummy. That was my name, literally, on the show is, hey, CJ's here, the tech dummy. And that's kind of how we, got involved with this. And
my eyes out.
So now it's like, now I'm not the tech dummy anymore. I can talk about stuff like this because I felt bad for being the tech dummy all the time. I was like, God, I have no idea what, it's like way over my head. And now I've done enough research where I'm not a tech wizard. Don't get me wrong. I am not that guy, but I know enough about what it is that we use to be able to talk intelligently about that. So I asked for a room full of influencers, what was holding them back from starting their shows, and 99% said tech. Thank you, Ron. Oh my gosh. That is one of the biggest hurdles to get over. And here's the thing. There's people out there like Lynn and myself. Now, Lynn, she is the go-to person if you're talking internet radio or podcasting. That's the go-to person. When you're talking video and live streaming, then I'm the person. And there's so many other people. I learned, I would say a good portion, probably 60% of what I know about live streaming from just getting out and doing it. I met Leland Best in a blab, and from that day, him and I have been really good friends and been able to bounce ideas off each other. He's helped me with a ton of things. He introduced me to VidPresso. He introduced me to Lightstream. He introduced me to vMix, Manicam. I mean, he helped me a lot learning all the things that I know.
Yeah.
And I'm always
reach
happy
out.
to do the same. I'm
Yeah,
always
reach
happy to do
out.
the same for other people. So
Yeah, reach out. Ask questions.
fire and just.
That's
you know,
it. That's
hey,
what we still do.
only here's the thing. Hey, Ron, you'll understand this analogy. When
Yeah, you're right,
when
Leland.
you try
Slowly but
podcasting or live
surely.
streaming, when you hear podcasting and live streaming and stuff like that, oh my God, it's not that bad. Come on. It's when you try it on your own and you don't know anything about it, it's like a fire and forget weapon. But when you
You know, pull out my
do the
toys.
show, yeah, I bet. They're right there on your shelf, I'm sure. So, anyways, hey, how was that Yule log earlier? Anyways, so like I was saying, when you look people up who are in the know, like myself and Lynn, then it's like it's like firing a guided artillery shell. Yeah, sometimes you're going to get a dirt dart if you go with people like Scott Doucette, or maybe if you go with someone like Lynn or myself, then you're going to hit the target every single time. I'm just saying.
And that's Friday free for all.
Holy crap. I'm just a dick. Yeah, tow missile, exactly. You go with a good operator though, not someone who just got out of AIT and thinks they know how to operate. You go with someone who's like been operating tows for a long ass time. I'm sorry. That was out of line. Scott just said, if you watch this, you're not going to because, well, you're a douchebag and you've never watched anything that we've ever done. I just call it like I see it. It is what it is. So, but hey, I can't take it back. It's already out there in the universe. It's there for everybody to see for the rest of all time. But, hey, here's the thing. You created a group of over 1,400 people, and then you farmed the shit out of it, and then you said, see you later. Goodbye. I'm out of here. Nice meeting you. What a douche move. What a freaking douche move. Left his partner hanging. I need to talk. I need to get Anthony. I need to do an expose, get Anthony on the line, because Anthony, at least, he's a good guy. He's got integrity. Doucette, he never had a bit of integrity, and that's my 2 cents on that. Anyways, I'll get off that some bitch.
You figured you put your toe in the water. You figure you put your toe in the water, you might as well just go all the way in, right?
Right, exactly. So anyhow, before I swallow my entire leg.
Oh God, Fridays are fun.
Ooh, there's an influencer in the room. I'm sorry, I don't know any influencers. I'm, especially the ones who call themselves influencers. But before I get on that topic, I'll do that on my show.
Yeah, I do that on your show.
But anyways, yeah. So if you guys got any comments, questions, or concerns, please visit the complaint department. I'll have a whole different email set up for that. It'll just end up in the spam junk mailbox probably, but go ahead, send an email if you got any complaints. Just send an email to pullthepin@ripcomedia.com. That is your complaint department, and we were always happy to listen to you complain about something that I say. And tell me how. Actually, I got one of the. I finally got an email complaining about me.
Did you?
You've
made it! Congratulations!
I finally made it.
Isn't
My
that
first
the thing
hate
now?
mail. It was
Oh
my
my
first
God,
hate
tell
mail.
me. Tell me about it.
Well, it wasn't that big of a deal. It just says, "Too bad you weren't. You're not as hard as I." Let me just pull it up. It says something to the effect of, "Too bad you're not as smart as you think you are. It's a good thing you have Lynn there to cover you. Otherwise, there's no way you could have pulled off a 6-part series all by yourself."
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Is that a
So
real email you got?
I swear to God.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
So apparently,
When did you get this?
I'm the idiot. It was after we did our 7th part, our free for all Friday, last Friday. It was like Saturday when I got that.
And you never told me?
No,
How
I
come you
completely
didn't tell
forgot about
me?
it. Because I dumped it in Pull the Pin. And for
Who
all of
sent
you that
you
don't
that?
understand the whole Pull the Pin concept, just go to your local gag shop. You'll probably see complaint department. There'll be a grenade standing on there, and they'll have a number 1, and it says take a number. That's the whole Pull the Pin concept. So, yeah, no,
That's
I completely forgot
awful.
about it. Well, no, it's
Well,
not,
that's
because I thought
good.
it was kind of funny, because I think I know who it is, and I
How
wanted to
did you
I
not
think it's one of
know?
my buddies, because it was an email that someone probably
How do
just
you?
made up. It was a Gmail account.
Oh, so it was
So
like
it is
asshole at
no live
gmail.com.
watcher, live
Live
watcher,
watcher.
live watcher at gmail.com. So,
Well, that pisses me off. I want to know who it is.
like I said, I think it's one of my buddies trying to just fuck with me.
Uh,
Because
huh.
people did. No, I don't think it's a troll. I've never actually had a real troll. At least not one that. I mean, yeah, we all had our trolls on Blab. If you've ever used Blab, you'll remember they had guys and gals in
Yes.
there that would just go around trolling
And
people.
Periscope.
Then Periscope, and here's the thing: I've always loved having trolls in the room. Always loved it.
Well, for
It's like
you,
being a
yeah.
comedian and having a heckler.
Yeah, you're
And
good at that. Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun to heckle the hecklers. So
Heckle the hecklers.
to troll the trolls, way better, way better,
Huh.
because they get pissed. They get downright pissed.
They do. They do. So, are we going to do a viewer question?
Sure, let's do one. Do we have one?
We have lots.
I know we do. Let me grab that. So while you're waiting for me to pull up this viewer question, I'm gonna play some theme music from this "It's a Wonderful Life," and see if we can't get a bell to ring, because you know what happens when a bell rings.
An
You know what
angel
happens when a
gets
bell rings?
an
An
angel gets
angel
her
gets its
wings.
wings. Yeah, yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna play that. That would just bore us to death. But it's probably gonna take me a while to find this damn thing.
So
I was
we
not
answer
prepared.
viewer questions. If you're just joining us on a Friday, this is what we do. We kick back because we've worked hard all week planning shows, engaging with our audience, and bringing good content. And Friday is Friday free for all. If you want to bring something up, we talk about whatever. We answer viewer questions. If you have a question, we've had some really significant, um, like not just funny questions, but we've had like some really significant questions that people have asked, that they're things that they're struggling with. And then we've had, funny questions too. But you can ask a question anonymously. And I'm not just saying that, it's true. It's set up that way. You can ask through our website. If you go to our website, gritandgracetv.com, there's a comment or question tab, and you could submit a question or a topic idea, whatever it is. But so this is what we do on Fridays. We have quite a few questions, but what is the best format for abusing people? Live streaming.
Well, yeah, I just want to tell you this.
Well,
Watch
CJ does
and
it
listen
very well
to
through live streaming.
watch, yeah, right. I've kind of proved that. Watch and listen to what's the name of that show that he's on? Oh yeah, Cave Crew Radio. In about 2 weeks, you're gonna see the most epic verbal ass whooping you have ever seen in your entire life. Choo
Yeah, I
Choo
gotta watch
Mania
that.
is going to be the biggest thing to hit live streaming ever, ever. He is going to get verbally destroyed. But that's just the way I see it. I heard he's training hard for that, though.
Yeah, that'll be
So
good. That's
I'm going to put
Thanksgiving
this out there.
weekend.
I've got the exactly. I'm going to put this up here. So we've got questions, and I've got a whole list of questions. But I want to ask you guys what topic you want to listen. You want the question about? Do you want the topics on marriage and relationships? A question from a marriage and relationship topic, or let me see. We got a fitness topic, or we have. Can you guess? Can you guess what the last
Sex.
topic is?
Sex.
Sex. So it's up to you guys. I want to know, do you want to have a question asked about marriage and relationships, fitness, or sex?
We're not going
Boy, it got
anywhere
quiet.
until you start commenting.
No, nowhere. I know there's
You
a
know
few
what?
of you in here. I can see the numbers.
Because they all want
So you
sex,
guys
but they're
know.
all too afraid. See, that's the problem. We need to remove this whole taboo around sex. We need to talk about it more because that will
We
eliminate all
do.
the shit that's going on. I like Hollywood is like it's like the seams are busting and it's just amazing. And I think that if sex wasn't so taboo, if people weren't so afraid to talk about it, it would be more open. We could talk more openly to our children and in our relationships and what we want. Then there wouldn't be so much shame around it, and things like this wouldn't happen.
Why? When? Let me see. What's the best way to phrase this question? Why do you believe that it's such a hush hush topic? Why do you believe? Why do you think that when people start talking about sex, they clam up and they just it's like nothing is ever said. No, hell, we have to figure it out on our own. Why do you think that is?
You know, I've been thinking a lot about that lately, and I don't really know because way back, back in Europe, they were very open about things like that. You see statues all over that are very sexual in nature in Europe. Greece, Italy, very big. There were public baths. They were naked. There was no shame around that. There was no taboo around that. I'd be curious to know what relations were like and whether, because I don't, I am not naive to think that sexual harassment or things like that didn't it just started. I'd be
Mm-hmm.
curious to know what things were like back then when things were a little bit more open. I don't know where things changed. I don't understand, and I know that it is cultural conditioning, but where did that start and why? Why all of a sudden is we don't talk about that? You hide yourself. And there's so much shame around it that when people are abused, that when women have that experience of going through that, that they have a hard time talking about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know the
Yeah.
history on that, but it's
Well, I
unfortunate
believe that.
because go ahead.
See, I believe that it was the religion. Religion did a lot to destroy that whole concept of being open and free about sex. I mean, I don't mean free like in hey, I'm just giving it up, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things when you look at like the frescoes from Italy and Pompeii before it was just the stuff that they're finding now. Um, what we call porn now, there was no word for porn back then. It was just art. So to put up like a fresco with all these different sexual acts. That was their how-to guide. It wasn't there to turn them on and excite them and make them some kind of weird sicko because they like to stare at it all day. It was how they expressed themselves in art. So they didn't call it porno. And you would see this art portrayed where they were in every position imaginable with many different partners, male, female, male, male, female, female.
Yeah.
You've seen this. It was part of their everyday life. They didn't shelter their children from it. They didn't try to, divert themselves away from it because it was something wrong. It was just part of everyday life. And it was acceptable.
Because it is.
But then, because
that's
it is.
the thing. It is.
And then all of a sudden, the church gets involved, and now at one time, the church would tell you when it was okay for you and your spouse to have sex. They would tell you these are the days that it's okay. You can have sex to procreate only, and it has to be during this time of the month, and you have to do it at this time of the year, and this, that, and the other. And it's just one of those things that they've taken from people. They took everything that people enjoyed, and they made it into something that was horrible and dirty. And because of that, we have a lot of those problems with the pedophilia and things like, because it's not acceptable anymore. What was once just something that helped people express themselves, it now turned into something that was dirty and wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That is how it's portrayed. We don't talk about it. It's dirty. It's wrong. Women shouldn't talk about it. Women shouldn't enjoy it. It's crazy to me. And you see that when people are in groups, small groups where they can talk about it, where they feel comfortable to talk about it, just a casual conversation, like, oh my God, they're so eager to talk about it. And, it's funny because it is, I believe it is, the source of a powerhouse of who you are. I think that it's a deep connection to your soul, to who you are. It is a powerhouse of creativity. It is essential. It's what gives life. But yet we make it like it's so awful. Well, how the hell do you think you got here? There's a lot of power in it. And it's sad that it's made to be something that is wrong. It shouldn't be enjoyed. And if you enjoy it, well, you're a slut, or, you're a pig. And it's just, it's unfortunate. So, question about sex that we have.
So, okay. This is a crazy question.
Uh-oh.
All right, so excuse me. It's titled Suggestions.
All right.
Need a little advice or suggestions. Me and the wife have had 5 threesomes with different females and males. All 5 I have had trouble getting an erection. Last 3 we even tried Viagra and Cialis and didn't help me. When it's me and her only at home and regular, I'm like a rock. All 5 were very sexy and cool, and I lost sexy and cool, but would have been better, but could have been better. So basically, the guy can't get it up when there's more than one person in the room. You're not going to be in the porn industry. Just a hunch. But then there might be a fetish about that. There might, maybe you would be in the porn industry. There is probably a fetish about guys who can't get it up. I don't know. It's probably out there.
So,
but
threesomes with men and women. So it's been like him and another guy and his wife, or him and another woman and his wife. So the last 3 times couldn't get an erection.
Stage fright, exactly.
So I'm thinking, were the last 3 times, like, was it problem because there was like one too many?
I think Brian said it right. It's stage fright. The guy could, it's like the guy that goes into the stall and there's or goes into the restroom, and instead of individual stalls, they've got like one trough, and you have to stand shoulder to shoulder, to take a leak. And the guy can't, pee because, somebody's standing next to him. Yeah, it's that whole stage fright concept. I think he's absolutely right. And unfortunately, until you are absolutely 100% comfortable in the surroundings and with the people that you're with, just meeting someone at the bar and say, hey, babe, let's go have a threesome tonight. Okay, let's pick someone up at the bar. You're not going to be comfortable with that person. You're not going to be able to perform the same way that you would normally be able to perform. Now, am I a threesome expert? Absolutely not. I have no idea how I would perform in that situation. However, I could definitely tell you this. I don't have a problem with a good solid stream. I have no problems with a good solid stream with the guy standing next to me bumping shoulders. But I think
see, I'd be curious to know, like, was it, was mixed company, was it just all the times where was another guy happened to be the third wheel that he had a problem? See, that he doesn't clarify that.
But he was saying with all of them. He said with all of them. He says all 5 we've had different females and males, and all 5 I had trouble getting an erection.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, well then, I would say it's the whole worried about.
I mean, if you can't get an erection with Viagra, wow, that's pretty impressive, because I would be that guy that goes the 4 hours, and I'd be calling the ambulance because the old lady would be needing some help walking to her chair. But come on, think about it, folks. If you got an erection for 4 hours, you're going to use it for 4 hours. Oh, I wish Dave were here so he could count the tries. Anyways.
Oh my God. Oh.
Hey,
well, yeah, you got to get your money's worth. Go till you drop.
Oh, right. So anyhow.
Yeah, I would say. So if you're watching, question person.
I'm wondering if Dave sent this in, because that would be a way for him to really screw with us.
Oh my God. So stick with just your partner and have a good time then. Like, you tried it didn't work. The
other thing that might be going on is the jealousy.
Well, jealousy. I think, when you start getting into feelings things, what's she like? Does she look like she's enjoying it a little too much than she does when she's just alone with you? I mean, I think that definitely plays a part in it for sure. I was just going to say something and now I forget.
Right. Yeah, I'm not calling the doctor.
Shit, you said something and it made me think of something and now I forget. Damn.
See, folks, this is why I need to shut up.
What did you say? You said something.
I don't know. I already said it. I don't need to remember it.
Shit. You said something. Now I forget. Damn.
It'll come back as we're getting ready to go out. And speaking of that, we literally have 6 minutes. So
holy crap, really? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes left in this show. So please, folks, hang on. We're just about done. Hang on till the end. You don't want to be a quitter this soon.
Don't be premature.
And I know you're going to want to know.
And leave.
Yeah, don't be premature. That is the worst thing you could be. That is the most insane. Oh, man. I feel.
What was I going to say?
I mean, it's bad enough that the guy couldn't get it up, but to be premature, that would be a sin. And can I Can you at least agree with me on that? I mean, that should be a sin. That should be that's the 8th deadly sin, premature ejaculation.
For sure.
Anyways.
All I can think about is what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, how about we start with telling everybody where they can find us?
Yes. You could go to gritandgracetv.com. We have all the ways that we're available. You can find right there on the homepage. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We play every Monday night at 9 p.m. Pacific on milehighradio.com. Go to milehighradio.com.
I know, I just saw that too. I mixed ice cream with the world's deadliest Dorito chip. I gotta know this story. I hope your life's I want to know this story, so I'm hoping he does a live stream tonight so I can tune in just to listen to that story right there.
Okay. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel on our website and find all the ways we're available. If you have not caught us on Mile High Radio or have not listened to Mile High Radio at all, go there, milehighradio.com. Music plays. There's some other great shows happening. Tomorrow there's a whole back-to-back awesome shows that you want to check out. And Sunday, CJ's Raw and Real library, it plays on Mile High Radio. So go and check out the schedule. You can message us, go to our websites, everything through gritandgracetv.com. Again, if you have any questions, there is a tab for that on our website. That's we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, right here.
Yeah. And if you want to know more about podcasting or live streaming, get a hold of Scott Duchette. No, don't do that. Actually, get a hold of either me or Lynn. We would be happy to have a conversation with you. That's where it starts. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
We want to know about what it is that you want to do, and then we can actually help you take that idea and make it happen. So if you have any questions, please reach out. We love to talk to people. And you know what? Here's the thing. You may be new at this, but I guarantee you're going to say something that's going to help us learn something new about it as well. So please, we all do this together. It's never a one-person show. So.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So with that, did you remember what you were going to say?
Shit, no.
Oh, man.
It was good, too, but I can't remember.
Well, it's always good. Anyways, so folks, thank you for watching tonight. We will be back Monday. That's right. We will come back next Monday. Trust me. We will.
We don't know what we're talking about, but we'll be back.
No, we don't know what we're talking about. You probably don't even know what we're talking about.
Actually, we do. I'm looking at my calendar, and we did already set what we were going to talk about. So I'll let it be a surprise to you.
All right. Yeah. All right. See y'all later. See you next week. Hey, and if you want to find out more about what's going on with Grit and Grace, head on over to gritandgracetv.com.